All right, everybody. Good evening. Coming at you guys just a little bit late here. Usually I try to get this video up a little bit earlier, but I was busy trying to build my computer. We got most of the way through the build. I have some other things to finish up on. Probably going to end up finishing it up tonight off stream, by the way. So to anybody who maybe wanted to watch me finish the build, sorry, but we're already kind of at a point where it's hard for me to it's kind of hard for me to stream it well because I can't get my camera up at a good angle to actually see down into the case. So I hope the people that showed up for that had fun. But we're moving on to Pro Football Focus Defense. Obviously, this was the side of the ball that probably was well, let's be real here, it was definitely the strong point of the team. And the grades should do a pretty good job reflecting that. It wasn't their best game, but it was a pretty good one. And let's size it up. Let's take a look and get a feel for what PFF thought of our defense overall. All right, guys, let's take a minute so I can tell you about Sleeper, a one-stop shop for all your sports needs. You can celebrate and chat on sports games in real time with other users. You can get the fastest scores, blazing fast sports news and sports alerts right at your fingertips. And of course, you can use Sleeper to play in fantasy leagues and win real money on picks contests. This is the way sports were meant to be enjoyed together. So download Sleeper today. Use promo code SBN to get up to a $100 match on your first deposit. And you can pair that with another promo they have right now where you can get a $20 entry free with no deposit required. So get both of those things going. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states and growing. So check out Sleeper today, get to it, and go have some fun with sports this year. Okay, so top line grades, we got Drake Thomas at number 1. Kind of surprising there. Would not have necessarily picked him to be your number 1 defender in that game, but not against it either. I don't think he played poorly. Seattle did stop the run quite well despite some occasional struggles, and Drake Thomas is a big part of that. Kobe Bryant, second place. He had the game-clinching interception, but that's not even the main reason why he got graded so good. They really liked his tackling, so hey, not against it. And finally, breathe a sigh of relief and take a bow. Nick Emanwari finally gets some love. Another really good game for him, and this time he actually got some credit for it. 77.2. Really strong coverage grade, which is, I mean, that's kind of his bugaboo sometimes it feels like. So cool. And then you got Julian Love and Devin Witherspoon with about equally awesome grades. So that's your top 5. It's a very strong top 5, feeling very positive. Leonard Williams, strong grade over there. 70.8, mostly through pass rush, but all around good game. Reek Woolen, that's another guy who's been getting beat up on by PFF all year, so 70.1. I'm happy with that. DeMarcus Lawrence, 68.8. Uchenna Nwosu, 66.9. Not those two guys are not necessarily the guys that I really noticed a lot yesterday, but I don't doubt that they're holding up in effective and solid ways, so good to see them. And I mean, that's a decent chunk of the starting defense, right? That's most everybody with these good to really good to even excellent grades. So that's exciting. Okada only played a little bit, 64.9. Jaron Reed just kind of pushing through, muddling through, nothing too special. Mike Morris, 2 snaps, so nothing really to say there. Derek Hall and Boye Mafe both got below replacement level grades, which surprises me. I thought, at the very least, Boye Mafe played one of his better games of the year. No love here, mostly because of run defense stuff, which, I don't know, that wasn't my impression of the game, but always interesting to at least note it. Murphy continues to get brutalized here, which, I mean, I'd say somebody's going to have to explain this to me, but I don't think it's possible to explain this. I think it cannot be right. This is implying that you could almost pick a guy up off the street at defensive tackle and have him be better than Murphy. And there's no way that's true. So then you get down into some guys that were really, really knocked around by PFF. You got Josh Jobe. I would point out that one of the penalties Josh Jobe had was absolute garbage. And that's a big reason why his grade is so bad. It wasn't a very good game for him. I'm going to say it again, though. I think that some of the criticisms of him are a little extra right now. It was a bad game. Ernest Jones, though, I will admit the coverage was not good. I have a hard time believing he was this bad, though. 36.1, that is implying a level of ineptitude that I do not think actually existed on the field. Brandon Peely, absolute nothing, and Riley Mills. I wrote an article for Seahawks on SI earlier today about Riley Mills' debut, and while it was good to see him out there, it was pretty bad. And it's understandable. My article talks about why, or at least some of the big reasons why that happened. But yeah, not a good start. And hopefully he gets better matchups in the future. Not a lot of missed tackles this week. That's one thing that I can report that I do like. The only guy with multiple missed tackles was Derek Hall, and there were only 7 missed tackles total. And one was from Brandon Peely. So I can live with that. I'm pretty satisfied with that. We got a couple from defensive backs. We had one from Drake Thomas, one from D-Law. Whatever, not worried. Run defense grades. Again, I have to ask why. Like, okay, Drake Thomas had a couple of run stops, but his average depth of tackle was 10 yards. He missed a tackle. He has your highest run stop grade. And then you've got Byron Murphy, one of your lowest, despite having 3 run stops, 0 missed tackles, and a 1.7 average depth. 1.7, excuse me. That doesn't make sense. I don't know what they're seeing that is making them grade like this, but it doesn't really pass common sense, does it? Ernest Jones, really bad run defense grade, even though 2 run stops, average depth of tackle is 3 yards. I mean, what's wrong with that? So, I don't know. Again, I'd say somebody has to explain it to me, but I don't think you can. I think that, it's just not the case. And look, we all make mistakes, but I do believe this is a mistake. And I think PFF needs to reevaluate the way they do this to make it match up better with their objective numbers. I do. Pass rush grade. Not a great game for the pass rush overall. It's kind of impossible to be good rushing the passer when Phillip Rivers is getting the ball out of... Excuse me. Ugh. I'm tired. Been very busy these last few days. Yeah, when Phillip Rivers is getting the ball out of his hands that fast, you're not going to have a good pass rush. 3 pressures from Big Cat is about as good as it gets. You did have the sack and 2 pressures from E-Man Worry. Paul and Mafe did a couple things. D-Law threw in 1, but nothing from Nwosu, nothing from Murphy, nothing from Reed. Just kind of a sleepy pass rush game. And it makes sense, but still the case. So not much to say here. The grades do actually kind of line up with expectations based on the numbers, except for Eamon Worry, who had 2 pressures and a sack. I know the sack was a little cheap, but 56.6. Like, what are we doing here? It's not like you rush the passer 20 times to get those pressures. Coverage. Weird game for sure. But what I thought I saw on the field yesterday is matched decently well by not only the numbers, but the grades. I will say that. I will give credit where credit's due here. So, a lot of people kept it completely clean. 4 targets, 3 yards allowed for Nicky Manwari. Awesome stuff. Julian Love, no completions on 1 target. Drake Thomas, really good. Devin Witherspoon, really good. A bunch of guys didn't even get targeted once. Woolen, Kobe. So, cool. It's these guys at the bottom we got to talk about. And I don't really mean Derek Hall because that was just 1 play. And I don't know why Derek Hall's in coverage 15 yards down the field on Tyler Warren. That's just a really bad idea. So I can't hate. But you got Josh Jobe here. 5 throws, 27 yards, and the pass interference. And the pass interference was nonsense, but I think he also gave up the touchdown, right? Yes, he gave up a touchdown. So, not a good game. Not what you're looking for, especially when you're going up against Phillip Rivers, and you know what you're going to get. I'm sorry, you had to know what you were going to get, and didn't seem like the team was completely prepared for that. And Ernest Jones, who this was kind of the one that I really noticed throughout the day. They went at Ernest Jones hard, and for the first time this year, he kind of looked out of sorts. I don't think this is a terrible indictment of Ernest Jones, but I do think that he was bad yesterday, and I think they exploited him in coverage repeatedly. And it's reflected in the grade, and 8 targets, 53 yards. That's not a that's not really going to be anything that gets you a favorable score. Okay. So that's coverage grades. Special teams, not much. Remember, this page doesn't really do a lot with regards to like kickers. Like just as an example, Jason Myers had a 90.1 as a kicker yesterday, which is fantastic, but his special teams grade was a 60. So what he does as a kicker is not taken into consideration at all. This is like what he does as a return man, as weird as that sounds. I'm sorry, not a return man, but a cover guy. As weird as that sounds for a kicker. Dixon, also, good. Shahid, good on the kickoff returns. Eric Saubert was the one guy that was like a big problem. He had the penalty on special teams. We did have a couple of missed tackles here. Pritchett, Bell, and actually Jason Myers missed a tackle as well. But not much to say. I guess Okada had the highest grade, and that's it. All right, guys. So kind of a it's a good game according to PFF. I don't think it's great, and in fairness, I don't think it was great. But some of this stuff just doesn't make any sense, and I like to talk about it every week. Okay. See you guys later. Go Hawks. More stuff coming soon.